It ends permanent alimony. Now, that sounds terrible, and it is terrible for the women of Florida who were counting on having permanent alimony because it's mostly going to affect older women.
Divorce in Florida just got cheaper. No permanent alimony in Florida any longer.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Blue, and we're here. We're back with another video. This one is going to be from Darius M. He's the same guy that did video. If you guys remember the video about the law that was being passed in Tennessee, I don't know why I can never remember the state, but Tennessee, where they're requiring mandatory paternity test at birth. I see a lot of people seeing that video, like that video. And I got it from this guy, and apparently there's something else that's going on. I think he's going to be talking so much. I checked his channel a bit. He puts a lot of topics about like laws that affect, it seems like laws that affect women in a negative aspect. And I don't know if he's just like that. He's just like, you know, grinning on the inside because these women are getting what they're supposed to get, quote unquote. But I mean, these are worldly women. They're not women of God. So I guess what he's, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of his standpoint. It's kind of giving me red pill vibes. He seems to have a real distrust in women and dislike in women. I could be wrong. I only saw like one of his videos where he actually spoke about, you know, said his piece, and it was very degrading on women. But again, he was degrading on worldly women. Of course, everybody is liable to fall, but it's not just women, it's men as well. So I don't know. I might see more videos. I might not. Let's go ahead and get into this one and see what this is. So, and once again, modern women are doomed. Modern worldly women are doomed. Yes. New ban on alimony gets passed. Let's see what this is about.
July 1st, permanent alimony is a thing of the past in Florida.
I recently saw an article where they want to make it difficult for women to get divorced.
This new law means that permanent alimony has come to an end in Florida.
Conservative.
Oh my. No fault divorce. No fault divorce. I don't know what that means. Let me check real quick. No fault divorce. Okay, let's see. No fault divorce laws providing no fault divorce allows a family court to grant a divorce in response to a petition by either party of the marriage without requiring a petitioner to provide evidence that the defendant has committed a breach of the marital contract. Can I get a visual, like a picture? So this is what I'm seeing. No fault divorce in New York State. Divorce family matrimonial. There is no need for one spouse to be found at fault to grant a judgment of divorce. Couples may terminate their marriage simply by stating under oath in a Supreme Court action or divorce that the relationship between spouses has broke down irretrievably for a period of at least 6 months. I don't really understand. So if I want to get a divorce next week, then that means we don't have to sit in court for months and months and months to get the divorce. If I want a divorce, then I can just get the divorce. This ground is known as irreconcilable differences. While the exact differences may vary depending on the cases, in essence, this means that the spouse have not been able to get along for 6 month period. But who's determining that? Who determines that? So you're telling me that if one spouse is like, yo, I'm done, maybe they could be completely done, or they're just really trying to get this divorce and they could just say, yeah, nah, I haven't. Where's the determining factors in all this? I don't understand. There's no defense to this ground or no fault divorce on the other spouse. In New York State, when one spouse seeks to be divorced on a no fault ground, the divorce will be granted. Oh, shoot. What? They were talking about alimony. This doesn't seem like it has anything to do with alimony. What am I missing? All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Lawmakers are trying to get rid of the no-fault divorce. And let me tell you why.
Oh, for an end. Oh, okay. I get it. All right, cool. So it's the opposite. Florida is ending the no fault divorce, which means that you can't just get divorced because you don't want to stay in a relationship. Yeah, what the heck? Yo, what? I mean, yeah, yeah. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. You need to actually take more time, maybe put more time in a relationship before you decide to marry somebody. Marriage is sacred. Marriage is supposed to be lifelong. It's like divorces shouldn't just be because you wanted to or the relationship wasn't working out. Yeah, that's definitely needs to be happening, man. Cause there's no way that you're telling me that you breaking up with somebody after X amount of years. Did you really know that person? How long did it take before you got married to them? Did you just want to go through the motions and just have the weddings and stuff like that, but didn't really think that the marriage was gonna be an issue? Or maybe the person switched up. Maybe after they got married, maybe you probably should have took more time to get to know the person. I don't know. It took me 10 years before I got married. The majority of that was because I was broke. I would have married my wife way sooner. But there were plenty of times where we were caught in situations where it was like eerie. And I'm like, God, this woman is just getting on my last nerves. But I continued on because I'm a man and I could stay committed in my relationships. And I do that because of my faith. I do that because that's what I'm instructed with God. And I knew that she was a woman of God. And I knew that we could find that common ground to where we can live together and be happy amongst each other and get through anything. But people don't follow those standards. Bringing back having a relationship with Jesus and just being Christian, it's the core of a lot of things. I mean, a lot of people get through their relationships even without knowing Jesus, which is also true. But ask them how they made it through. You can't be selfish. You can't be. All right, this is going on long enough. Let's keep going before this thing has up 30 minutes.
Why this is so dangerous for
Governor Desantis just signed into law a bill that would end alimony payments for men.
I recently left my husband and came out as a lesbian at the age of 27.
Republican women say they will switch parties after DeSantis approves alimony law.
Ooh, I believe that. I could believe that.
So a bunch of women in Florida are pissed off at Ron DeSantis because
Is that serious?
he's taken away their alimony.
And this is how women have survived for so long. They marry a dude, the guy gets swindled, he thinks, okay, to death do us part, she loves me, she'll never leave me, they have these kids, and she sells him a dream. And then she's like, okay, after so long, I'm going to get rid of him. And I'm going to get the alimony, I'm going to get the child support, I'm going to get the house, I'm going to get the business, I'm going to get the car, I'm going to get the dog, I'm going to get all these different things. And men are left like, wait a minute, but I thought you loved me, right? We took our vows. What happened? She doesn't. Listen, women are in it for business. Men are in it for love, right? We don't think most men, when
I wouldn't agree with that completely.
they walk down the aisle, this is going to be over. It's going to end in like 7.
It's on both sides. It's on both sides. Like, honestly, I would have never even equated that. I wouldn't have said those words specifically. I probably would have altered some things, but
8, 10, 20 years. No, men are in it for the long run. Women are in it until they don't want to do it anymore, or they're unhappy and they know they're able to get paid. So now they're panicking.
All right, let's talk about the new Florida alimony law and how it may catch fire in other Republican-led states. The measure was called SB 1416.
SB 1416, Florida. Dissolution of marriage. All right, here we go, y'all. Let's go ahead and check this out again. So, dissolution of marriage. This bill amends laws related to dissolution of marriage, changes to the laws governing alimony awards, which apply to the financial judgment or the final judgment entered after July 2023. The option to award permanent lifetime alimony is eliminated. Oh, rehabilitative alimony is limited to 5 years. Okay, so I guess that's okay. Rehabilitative. Okay, so if the woman needs alimony, do men get alimony? I don't know. Comment in the section below. Do men get alimony? I don't know. Rehabilitative alimony is limited to 5 years. Durational alimony may not be awarded for marriage of less than 3 years. The term of the award is limited based on the duration of the marriage, which The term of the award is limited based on the duration of the marriage, with certain exceptions may not exceed the lesser of the obligee's responsible or reasonable need or 35% of the difference between the party's net income. Ooh, wow. Okay. Wow. That. All right. They weren't lying. They were not lying at all. Let's keep going.
16, and it's a bill that not even Rick Scott, the former Republican governor, would sign. But DeSantis signed it on June 30th, and it became law on July 1st. It ends permanent alimony. Now, that sounds terrible, and it is terrible for the women of Florida who were counting on having permanent alimony because it's mostly going to affect older women. But there are only 7 states in which permanent alimony exists anyway, and those are Connecticut, New Jersey, North Carolina, Oregon, Vermont, and West Virginia.
I recently saw an article where they want to make it difficult for women to get divorced.
And again, I don't know who all my people are that are watching these videos. People that are of this world, that are of the money, that are of the selfish mindset. I guess women in this case of the selfish mindset are going to find issues with this. Women that get married because they're fulfilling our natural being of being together with a man and procreating and lifting them up in the name of Jesus so that they can also live in God's favor and procreate and continue that cycle, just living in holy and not living of this world. They're not going to be worried about this. Men are not going to be worried about, I mean, I guess all men now are not going to be worried about this, but those that are just really of that mindset of, oh, what if I get divorced? Why would you even put that in your mind? Maybe you should take more time to get to know somebody before you decide to jump and get married and try to force somebody to get married before they're ready to get married. I don't know.
Worst. So when no-fault divorce became the norm, the suicide rate in
Look at these chicks. They look like witches, old and washed up.
women dropped by 20%. 20% just based on
From fault to no fault.
fault to no fault. So going back to fault divorces does nothing but traps women and keeps them in dangerous situations.
No, it does. For those that are already married, yes. And for those that are already married, you should probably tell the younger women, tell the younger girls, hey, take your time before you try to get married. Figure out who the guy is and what they're about before you try to get married. Really learn that person before you get married. I'm just saying, because like I said, I was 10 years with my wife before we got married. I would have done it sooner, but I was broke. But during those 10 years, I learned a lot to the point where by the time we got married, it didn't even seem like anything different because we had already had that relationship with each other where I knew her like the back of my hand. And even though we knew each other so well, we're still growing in one another and growing in our relationship and growing in our faith and just continuously growing. And our mindset isn't based off of selfish needs. I'm just saying, I don't know. I could be biased. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Again, comment below. Let's keep going. I'm going to try. It's only been 2 minutes. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh, Lord. I'm sorry, y'all. Let's keep going.
Dangerous situations. Guys, just don't get married. Don't marry them. Don't do it. Don't risk your health. Don't risk your resources. None of that. Don't do it, guys. Stop giving these women leverage over you.
This is an all-out assault on women.
You guys see her ring finger? She's currently married. I feel bad for the guy who she's married to. The husband, you're a fool.
That's kind of crazy.
She's on this podcast talking about, oh, this is all out assault on women.
That's crazy.
This is going to stop you guys from leeching off a man and taking their money after you long gone. That's all this is about. Scamming men, getting their bread, their hard-earned money, and living off them. Now you chicks going to have to get a job.
So Governor DeSantis just signed into law a bill that would end alimony payments for men who were mandated to pay these payments for the rest of their ex-wives' lives. They called it alimony forever.
Governor Ron DeSantis signed the bill into law, which now essentially does away with what is known as permanent alimony.
Camille Malone, 5-ish, says the recent change to Florida's alimony laws has her wanting to change her allegiance.
Well, I'm really disappointed because I'm a Republican. I voted for Governor DeSantis, and this makes me very sorry that I did.
Governor Ron DeSantis signed.
And this is the crazy thing. I don't know much about DeSantis, but when you look at the Republican platform, it is literally based off of American values, the original American values, which was Protestant. I mean, do I need to go more from there? So the idea of just being able to marry and then just divorce because you didn't like the person, why should a man have to pay for everything for you because you're the one that said yes and now you're saying no? I don't know.
Behind the bill that does away with what's known as permanent alimony. A group known as the First Wives Advocacy Group is among those strongly against the new law, saying it puts older women in a situation that will cause financial devastation.
Okay, and that's the thing. If you were already paying alimony, then and you're elderly, I don't think that, I mean, even then, if you're already paying alimony, I mean, you're already in it. Like, again, just like removing it especially like for older women, that seems kind of ridiculous. So I don't know. He probably did something for that.
Coe's in favor of the changes, says permanent alimony forces them to work long past the age they wanted to retire because they had to make those payments. The law also allows ex-spouses to see modifications to alimony agreements when they want to retire.
It doesn't matter if there's a difference in income or you are married for 20 years. If there's no need, there's going to be no alimony.
The statute was also amended to force the court to reduce or end alimony if the person getting alimony is in a supportive relationship, and that does not have to be a marriage.
A lot of people in there.
I think that the manosphere, our videos, the talking points, hear me out. I think that a lot of social media clips have gone viral, and now the lawmakers and the guys who are in power, these governors, they're like, you know what, let's make some changes because men are not getting married.
Yeah.
Like we're voting with our feet and with our wallets. And dudes are like, you know what? That's it. I'm not doing it anymore. And these lawmakers, I'm just saying, maybe they got wind of it because they got access to social media too. And they say, you know what? Let's change this whole thing. Guys, listen, hold the line. Don't have these women just swindle you and take your bread, take all your money and everything, and then they go on to the next guy. And that's it. That's a scam, man. Alimony, listen, it is a scam. And these chicks have been getting away with it for so long. Now, I want to switch parties. I don't want to. Why? Why you want to switch parties? Because it doesn't benefit her. These women are in it for the money. They don't care about you. Understand that. They're in it for a woman's design. Her biology is to find long-term financial security. So if they can get that through the government, they'll easily get that. They'll easily do that. I'm glad this law is in effect. And I hope it's in effect soon across every state.
A woman shouldn't rely on the government for security. A woman should rely on a man. A man should rely on God to help them provide with what they need on this earth, and thus be able to provide for the family. And that should be enough for the women to depend on the man who's depending on God and doing what they can to get to where they need to so that the women can feel secure. I don't know. I feel like there's more that goes into this, but I
think, oh, well, I'm not going to marry this person, so I get my alimony still. But that's not the way it works. And that was the way it was forever. The statute just put that in writing.
New law will only line the pockets of lawyers and the already wealthy.
And the rest of us, the older women here in Florida, well, we're just going to be, I don't know, maybe collecting government assistance.
How about get a job? How about stop trying to depend on men that you're not even with? Man, that's such a scam, man. It boils my soul. It makes you so frustrated because you're like, I'm not even with this individual, but I still want their money. I have no contact. I'm actually in a relationship. They be with other dudes, getting banged out, ran through, backed out in the streets, 304s, and they still getting your money. Man, dude, don't get married, man. I don't care what these women tell you. They can sell you, I'll be the most amazing person. These chicks switch. Listen, we know they're ran by their emotions and feelings. They'll tell you they love you today, and then tomorrow, I can't stand this guy. I'm ready to get rid of him.
Divorce in Florida just got cheaper. No permanent alimony in Florida any longer.
This new law means that permanent alimony has come to an end in Florida. One thing supporters and opponents disagree with regarding this new law is whether it applies to existing alimony agreements. Governor Ron DeSantis signed this bill last night, and the new law took effect today. Supporters say that this bill limits how long an ex-spouse would be required to make alimony payments, but supporters also say this would not apply to current agreements. However, opponents say courts could decide this new law could apply to existing alimony agreements, which puts some ex-spouses in a situation where they're unable to support themselves because they were depending on those payments.
It's always been important to allow judges to decide what is in the best interest of that family and, of course, of children, if there are children involved in the divorce. And this bill, now law, alongside others that have passed recently, pull that process away from the courts and into a more political realm.
Republican State Representative John Snyder of Martin County, who approved the bill, says in part, quote, "As society changes, we have more households where both spouses work. By eliminating permanent alimony, the bill strikes a good balance between supporting the spouse who might not earn as much income during the marriage, while also encouraging self-supporting."
Governor DeSantis of Florida signed into a bill that is drastically modifying Florida's alimony statute. And as a divorce attorney, I want to talk about it. So the bill that was signed into law yesterday is SB 1416.
Well, the problem with that is because of this, there's going to be a lot more women that's not going to want to get a divorce, which means there's going to be a lot less women that you're going to have as clients.
Basically what it's doing is it's terminating Florida's ability to give permanent alimony.
Permanent alimony is no longer. As of July 1st, 2023, permanent alimony was eliminated by the new law. So to give you a quick example, if a short-term marriage was 6 years and the court was going to award alimony, the maximum duration, the maximum length of that alimony award could only be 3 years.
It was always cheaper to keep her.
Guys, if you're out there still dating these modern women, you're foolish if you are. Ask them this question. So what do you think about the new alimony ban, right? What do you think of?
Talk about, that's an interesting topic, man. Look at these topics. I got topics for the next outings. All right. I'm sorry. Let this finish. This has gone long enough.
About the new Florida alimony law change. If she says, "Oh my God, it's so messed up. Oh, I can't believe that bill got signed. I can't believe that law's in place."
She's of the world. I'm not even gonna say she's of the streets. She's of the world.
That's so wrong on on women. Let her go, because she's in support of taking your money, and eventually she's gonna do that. Ask these women questions. Stop just going out with them and just looking at them. "Oh, she looks so good, man. I can't wait to put a ring on it."
All right, truth on that.
Stop doing that, and she's gonna take your bread. She's gonna take your money eventually. Understand who you're dealing with. These women, they can put on makeup, they can smile in your face and everything. They can say, "I never leave you, I love you." No, women are looking at the end of the rainbow and trying to get that pot of gold. Most of these chicks are just scammers. They're lazy, ungrateful, lazy scammers, and all they want to do is not work and have you pay their bills. That's it.
For many men who are in unhappy marriages, until now, where it's actually cheaper to leave her. It took 4 tries.
Now that's the caveat to all this. That's the counter to all this. Although it's making it easier although it's making it tougher for women to actually just go up and get a divorce, it's actually making it easier for men to just get a divorce. That's the flip side to it. So men, we gotta be a lot more diligent, and there's really no Okay. See, this is why we need conversations to bring about perspective. This perspective I can see. There being is alimony modern day slavery for men. Yes. But the thing is, I mean, just like with everything, there will be men that's just gonna take advantage of this. But I don't know. Based off of what I'm assuming that this is Drew. Based off of Darius. Based off of what Darius was saying in the beginning, where men are really about the love and female about the security and the money and stuff like that, there could hold some truth to it. Some truth. Especially nowadays. Maybe like years ago, but then again, I don't talk to much men, so what credibility do I have? All right, let's keep going. Sorry, guys.
In nearly 10 years, but Governor Ron DeSantis has finally signed a bill to overhaul Florida's alimony laws and eliminate permanent alimony. DeSantis' approval came a year after he vetoed a similar bill and after the former Governor Rick Scott vetoed similar bills twice. Critics argue that the bill will impoverish older ex-spouses who have been homemakers and rely on alimony payments to survive. Proponents of the bill say it adds clarity and stops ex-spouses from having to continue working long past retirement because they have to keep paying alimony payments.
Exactly.
I didn't
That's
even
slavery,
think about
man.
that.
Imagine you 60, 65, 70, and you still got to pay your ex-wife alimony. You 75, 80 years old, you getting ready to croak, and they still want your money, and you still got to pay. Won't these old women get a job at Walmart? Won't they be Walmart greeters? You see the men do it all the time. They don't want to work. And they've been using the government to siphon out your money. No more.
Spending allowance per month is $1,000. I feel like a peasant. If you ask me, I think my mom should be giving me at least $2,500 a month just to cover my basic expenses. When my mom refuses to give me money, I make her life a living hell.
You wrote into me. Tell me what you wanted me to get straight with your mom.
I want my mom to understand that I can't live off of $1,000 a month, and I grew up on a certain lifestyle. She can't just take that away from me immediately. If someone took her lifestyle away from her, she wouldn't like that. And I grew up on it. It's all I ever know. I can't deal with this.
Way to sound privileged. When you don't have any bills, what do you spend? As rough as my childhood was, I am glad that I was raised the way that I was. Cause even like right now, if I just have $1,000 a month, no expenses, no bills, I just choose what to do with that money. I don't know what to do after the second month. I don't know what to do. That's crazy. I mean, at least me right now, I know of other ways that I could, utilize it to where maybe get to a point where I don't have to even work when I get older and out my parents' house. But as a child that age, what are your receipts looking like? What are your bank statements looking like? What are you buying with $1,000 to not be enough? This is, oh man, I really live under a rock because my goodness. Speaking of which, I need to call somebody, make sure they're not spending money.
And so I came to you for help.
Okay.
I think the best thing would be to start with a job.
No.
Yeah, absolutely. She needs a job.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Look at her face. This starts when they're young. Ungrateful,
spoiled,
entitled, modern females. Guys, guard your wallets. I'm not saying you can't interact with them and hook up with them and have a good time. Some of you might still want to date or whatever, but guard your wallets, man, because these chicks are leeches. They're grifters. They're scammers. That's all they want to do is take from you. And they don't want to do nothing in life. Put these chicks to work.
You're laughing.
You need a job.
No, I don't want a job.
Well, I know.
It's so much work.
Yo, interesting video, y'all. Yo, what's going on, everybody? The time is nigh. We're getting so much closer to getting to 1,000 subs, and as promised, we're gonna be doing a giveaway. 2 people are gonna get a chance to win $25 gift cards to Amazon. All you have to do is just hit that like button, press that subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed, go down to the description where you're gonna find the link to enter for the giveaway. And once I hit 1,000 subs, I'm gonna go ahead and do a live. I'll let you guys know ahead of time. We're gonna do this, and as I mentioned before, the more that the channel grows, the more that these giveaways are just gonna increase. So y'all stick around and y'all go ahead and watch these videos. Let's get this thing up. Let's go ahead and get back to the video. All right. Okay, so I see Darius's point. The thing is, I don't want this to be like in a case where this is how all women act. Even those that are of the worldly, kind of, caring about themselves, they don't all act like this, because like I said, clearly there are those that aren't of the faith that are able to be in marriages for a long time and stuff like that. But then when you ask them, how do y'all do it? They'll give you answers that selfish people will not be able to do. Selfish people would, make that crazy face like, why the heck would I do that type thing? Or they just won't be able to get past their selfish ways and all that. There's so many avenues, there's so many aspects that you can view this, because I've seen so many situations that don't just always fall into one side. Yes, a lot of women do smooch their money and stuff like that through alimony. And for it to be Florida, I can understand, because Florida has a lot of, especially Southern Florida, has a lot of wealthy people that when they get older, they just get older, then they just get divorced, and then they're just stuck in, and the guys are just paying alimony for however many extra years. I didn't even consider the fact that it even goes past retirement. So yeah, that's kind of crazy, but it all comes to greed and selfishness when it comes to the alimony thing. And I think that could be what Ron DeSantis was probably trying to get rid of, in hopes that now the men don't try to take advantage of this, just get married. But then at the same time, why would you just divorce so that you can just marry somebody else and spend X amount of money on them and whatnot? Regardless, you get divorced with somebody and then you go marry somebody else, or you go sleep around with somebody else. That's why you got a divorce. Or you're with somebody and then you cheat on them because you're sleeping around. Either way, it's all selfish desires. So y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. That's very interesting. If y'all new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. If you like the video, go ahead and like the video. And if you want to see more videos, and as soon as I post them, go ahead and hit that bell. I greatly appreciate all of you, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Take it easy. Peace.